What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the driver's seat. Today here we are going to talk about some car news here. Not really news, but we're going to compare and see the key differences between the 2025 Toyota 4Runner and the new Toyota Landcruiser. We're going to start with the powertrain. So the powertrain on the Landcruiser is going to come with a hybrid system that's going to have 326 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque. Most 4runner trims are going to offer the same hybrid system as an option. The base is going to have, for the 4runner, is going to have slightly less powerful, but a 2.4 liter turbo engine that's going to produce 278 horsepower. Fuel economy, no official numbers have came out yet, but we expect them to be around 23 mpg combined. Pretty much whatever you're getting in your 2024, you're probably going to get in your 2025. They're both going to have an 8-speed automatic transmission. When we come down to the powertrain, the 4Runner is going to offer a rear-wheel drive option, and the Landcruiser is going to have a full-time 4-wheel drive train only. Both are going to have a towing capacity of 6,000 pounds. The 4Runner is going to offer additional dampers to provide better ride quality. In terms of dimension, the wheelbase and the width are about the same. The Landcruiser is a little bit taller at 5.3 inches. The 4Runner has slightly better approach and departure angles and ground clearance. To give you those numbers specifically, it's going to be the 4Runner is going to have 32 degrees of approach and 24 degrees of departure. And the Landcruiser is going to be 31 approach, 22 degrees departure. And the 4Runner is going to have a ground clearance of 9.2 inches. And it's going to have the Landcruiser is going to have 8.7 inches of ground clearance. When it comes to cargo, the Landcruiser offers a more commanding seating position with a better view. The Landcruiser is going to have more cargo space with the exception of the non-hybrid 4Runner. The 4Runner is going to offer an additional or optional third row seating for more passengers, and the Landcruiser is only a 5-seater SUV. So overall, the Landcruiser is going to be more luxurious and more powerful. Therefore, it's going to be more expensive. The 4Runner is going to be a little more affordable, but it's going to have a wider option of trim availability. So you're going to be able to choose which trim is best for you and for your price point. And some trims are going to have a third row seat, in case you care. That third row is going to be small as hell, so I'm pretty sure you're not really going to care. Especially with this, like the third row, you only get a third row car when it comes to the Sequoias, Ascents, Pilots, these more compact SUVs like the 4Runner, the Sorento, the Santa Fe. That third row is going to be, pretty torturous for anybody. So it's going to be good if you keep the seats down for more space, but that's pretty much it. And they're both going to be expected to be very, very capable when it comes to the off-road. So if we look at the pictures here, if we look at the 4Runner interior, it's a little bit more rugged, I think, in my opinion. Actually, I don't know. The 4Runner looks a little bit more luxurious, and the Landcruiser looks a little bit more, I would say, more rugged in my opinion. When it comes to the profiles, like I said, I honestly think from the front, the 4Runner looks just like a Sequoia, and the Landcruiser looks like an FJ Cruiser to me. But when you go to the profile, that's where the 4Runner keeps its iconic styling. For me, the profile looks way more like a 4Runner, and the Landcruiser just looks a little Land Rover-ish with its square design. It's like a FJ Cruiser and a Land Rover had a baby. That's how I think they look for me, in my opinion. Yeah, and if we come back to the trim levels, when I mentioned that, there's gonna be different trim levels. This is the one thing I guess it's cool, but it's really annoying as a buyer from that Toyota does. They have like a million trims. So just the 4runner alone is gonna have like 9 trim levels. It's gonna have SR5, TRD Sport, TRD Sport Platinum, TRD Off-Road, TRD Off-Road Premium, a Limited, TRD Pro, Trail Hunter, and first time ever Platinum Edition. So you're going to be able to pick and choose which one you want, which one you're going to like. The options are going to determine the trim level. So, you're just going to have to pick between the price point and what availabilities, like what it comes with, like standard with that trim level. So just know, depending on the trim, you're going to have different, if it's either going to be rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. You're going to have a 5 or 7 seats. Some of them are going to have a removable Bluetooth speaker and things along those lines. And then the TRD Pro, Trail Hunter, and the Platinum are going to be standard with the iForce Max engine. So that's going to be the the hybrid blend of an engine. And then if you go SR5, TRD Sport Premium, those are going to be standard with just the regular iForce engine. But if you go with the TRD Off-Road Platinum, and Limited, those are going to be optional with either or engine that you prefer. And then when we look at the Landcruiser, they are only going to have, I think really just 2 or 3 trims. If I remember correctly, it's going to be a Landcruiser 1958, which is going to have the round headlights, and then you're going to have the Landcruiser. I forget which one's which. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Let's look that up. Yeah, I think it's just going to be the 1965 or 1958 and just the standard Landcruiser. So the base is the 1958 because it comes with those round headlights. And if you get just the regular, just base model Landcruiser, it's going to come with the square lights. Let me just double check the trims on this one. But that, like I said, so you're just going to have to pick and choose which one you're going to prefer, which styling you're going to like. Let's see here, Landcruiser 2024. So it's going to come with the base is the Landcruiser 1958, and then you have your mid trim, which is which is just the regular it's called Landcruiser, and then you got your first edition, which is the highest trim it goes. It's going to come with two-tone power, or what's it called, colors and things along those lines. So either way, so those are the main differences between the two. The 4runner is going to be a little bit better when it comes to the approach and departure angles. Going to be a little bit taller with the ground clearance. It's obviously going to be cheaper depending on the trim, because as of right now the Landcruiser starts at 55.9, and if you get the 1958 Landcruiser, the mid trim is 61.9. So, and then the first edition is 74.9, not including any add-ons that you may or may not put when configuring this bad boy. And then I don't think they're gonna have pricing yet on the 2025. So pricing is to come, but just to give you an idea, the 2024 4runner comes with about the same levels of trim, with the exception of the Trail Hunter and the Platinum, but it starts at $40,000, and if you get the TRD Pro, $55,000. So you can get a fully decked out for the price of a base model Landcruiser. So again, when I used to sell cars, I kind of tell people, do you want to buy a new 2024 base model, or do you want to get a 2023 used with fully loaded for the same price? So it's up to you. All right, well, those are the videos. That's the video for today, comparing the two, and just, you got to make the decision of what you care for, what you want to, what your decision will be. All right, well, till the next one, peace.